In June 2015, I traveled to Russia with Sharon, Tennison, and 20 American delegates associated with the Center for Citizen Initiatives. Our purpose was to learn from the Russians themselves about relations between our two countries. While there, I met Alexander Malashkin, or Sasha as he is known to his friends. Sasha is one of the new generation of Russian businessmen who consider themselves citizens of the world. Sasha stopped by my place on a visit to Silicon Valley recently, and I had a chance to interview him and Sharon Tennison in my garden. Sasha, now you're a entrepreneur. Could you tell us something about the businesses that you've started?
Yes, I started my business 22 years ago, wholesale food company. I bought small one trucks from Moscow with candy and cookies, and I sold in Volgograd, very successful, and next more and more and more, very fast, because in the Soviet Union was deficit all products, all food, any products, furniture, everything deficit.
Mm-hmm.
I started my business.
But since then you started many more businesses. Could you tell us about those?
No, right now my business developed very fast. Every year I open a new direction my business. Next, entertainment, bowling club, brewery, restaurant, and right now I have plants which produce drywall materials from gypsum materials, plaster, gypsum block. We have plants any region of Russia, 5 regions. Right now we have 7 plants, gypsum plants.
Mm-hmm. And how many employees do you have?
Right now we have about 2,000 employees.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you also have a restaurant.
Yeah, we have a brewery restaurant. It's a family business. My wife, she is entrepreneur, the same. She supports all my life, me. She understands entrepreneur life. She likes development Horika restaurants. Right now we have 3 restaurants, and the most popular in Volgograd brewery, very big brewery, 7 years old with business brewery and restaurants for 100 participants, for 100 customers, very big.
Right. So your wife was very supportive, but did you get other help? How did you learn to do business?
It's a first step, just experience. First year, 2 years, I understood what better find some deficit, what products absent in our city, in our country. Very important to find. Just search information about where produce these materials, and later I knew about business in US. In 1998 I was in US. It's my great trip. I discover a lot knowledge, experience. Entrepreneur is the same artist, is the same painter. It's very important. Produce customers, produce values for customers. Very, very important. It's the most important discover for me.
Right. Did you? I think Sharon Tennison is here with us, and she started a pet program in which Russian entrepreneurs could learn from American business people. Sharon, would you want to talk about that a bit? How your program has helped Russians?
Well, yes, Mel, I would be glad to talk about it. We brought a total of about 6,000 Russian entrepreneurs from 71 regions in Russia to American cities. 85% of those entrepreneurs were hosted by Rotary clubs, American Rotary clubs, in 45 states. And while there, they learned specifics about the types of businesses that they were trying to start or had already started in Russia. And fortunately, we had Alexander on one of those delegations. I think yours was a food wholesale food operation.
North Carolina.
And North Carolina, which city?
Asheville.
Asheville, North Carolina. And he and 10 other Russian entrepreneurs in food distribution were studying there together. And so I think you not only learned from the Americans a whole lot, but you also learned from each other, didn't you? Are you still in touch with any of those people that you traveled with?
Yeah, 5 years ago I was in my homemate,
Your roommate?
my roommate,
Yeah, we find that across the country, a lot of these people who travel together got to know each other well on the delegation, got to trust each other, and then they've kept up, keeping up with each other's trade and also helping support each other as they come along. So it's been a very interesting trek for me to see how this one idea of getting information for Russians has blossomed into so many different iterations since.
Yeah. Sharon, how many people were involved in the PET program?
Well, there were about 6,000 entrepreneurs
From
that
Russia.
came, and then there were, hundreds of thousands, I guess, of Rotarians and Kiwanians who were involved across the country.
Thousands, I think. Not hundreds, thousands, because...
I don't mean hundreds, hundreds of clubs, but thousands, tens of thousands.
Yeah. I lived two families.
Yeah.
Usually each entrepreneur live not one family, two different families or three different families.
Yeah, and then they had transporters, and they had people giving different lectures at different times, and it was just amazing. They would go to like 13 or 15 different companies in a 2 or 3 or 4 week period. So it was a huge program. It was the largest program ever run between the United States and Russia, and probably ever run in the world to support entrepreneurs. So anyway, I can tell about it in my book, and it's called The Power of Impossible Ideas. And this was truly an impossible idea when the idea came that this is what we should do. So I had to figure it out from the beginning, and it's a beautiful story.
Sasha, what brings you to the United States on this trip?
In this trip?
Yes.
United States for me it's America. It's America. It's discover. It's a really place for discover. A lot of discover, and I wanted to show my family, my children, my daughters, and my friends, America. Different place from New York, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Cincinnati, and California. It's any places. Here a lot of places where people live different live from any countries, different culture. For me, very interesting entrepreneurial experience. I inspired from here some ideas, some new skills, some new strategic plan. I find here some partners, some people which support and help me open a new idea for my self-development and development my company, for my entrepreneur.
Yeah, specifically, what ideas have you learned that you didn't know about in Russia?
For example, in here in Silicon Valley, a lot of creative idea about promotion your products. Right now, very important, very specific time. It's not some the products important, very important, good promotion. It's emotional. Yesterday we were in Google. It's a huge company. It's a new company. Just 15 years ago, founded this company, the most richest company of the world. They are very smart people. It's the same YouTube. You know, it's our movie in YouTube. It's the richest brand in Google. Google and YouTube. It's right now without YouTube, our life impossible. Here. I learned a lot about marketing. I met John Pepper, very experienced manager from Procter & Gamble. It's a, it's a great company. Yeah, he is working there 40 years from worker manager for SEO. It's very wise people with people share experience. Some suggest very wise suggest for self-development. It's very important for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sasha, you have a building in Volgograd on the Volga River in which your people are experimenting with new techniques and technology and computer use. I can't remember the name of this group of people, but could you talk about them a bit?
Yeah, we have a special place, creative space for young entrepreneur, which think different and freedom, and think global think, yeah, but act local, which produce a movie, cartoons, advertising, learning, human research company. Self-development company. It's a new generation company. It's very important for Russia because we have a lot of plans, old plans, but we don't have a new idea for what better, more efficient development and change our plans, our old plans. Very important new view, a new strategic view, and a new skills, new experience.
Right. Not only did you visit Google yesterday, but you also visited NASA and Tesla.
Yeah, Tesla. we had
Three wonderful businesses in one day.
Yeah, we had a test on Tesla. It's a completely different car. It's not car for drive. It's a car for moved your not only body, your mind. It's a mind. It's the same computer. Every month change soft in your Tesla for Wi-Fi. It's completely different. It's a faster, very good safety and very efficient manage with car. It's really it's very ecology. Ecology is no dirty, not dirty. It's just electric. It's a battery. It's a change our mind. Very important for new entrepreneur, for new economy, for new generation. Open your mind for new information, new skills. It's very important. Open it. Yeah. Every 5 years, upgrade your mind and take new skills and efficient realization your skills for your company, for your economy, for your society in our country. It's very important exchange. Right now our world, just one world. It's not different country, different people. People the same values. Right now we understand US and Russia values the same values.
Sasha, what do you admire most about the United States?
What
do you admire most about the United States?
I admire
like most.
Like most.
What are you most impressed by the United States?
I think it's freedom and creative. I feel here the same Russia, very big country, a lot of difference, everything, yeah, and people more freedom, maybe what doing, and more faster doing. Yeah, is here a lot of have a system which support you make faster what you want, entrepreneur life, in creative life, what you want here. Environment supporting for you, for success, for enjoy, for more faster moved.
When you say freedom, Sasha, do you
Yeah.
mean freedom from what? From official tampering, or from just freedom of thought within one's own head?
It's my opinion. I feel here because maybe I traveling a lot. Some people not travel. I traveling in California, a lot of places, New York, Pennsylvania, North Carolina. I met a lot of people who very good entrepreneur and hard work. And a lot of people in US very hard worker. When you know direction, what our purpose, what our goal, what our strategic way, very important, very hard work. Yeah.
And how do you contrast this with former Soviet people? Do you think that in the Soviet Union they were not working as hard? Or
in Soviet Union, our system, our philosophy, yeah, it's not realization. Every people equal. No, just some people work, some people doesn't work, but equal for equal salary. It's a system. It doesn't work.
no incentives.
Not incentives. Yeah. It's very important who people want more work and self-realization. Society support with people, yeah, with person, with company, and very important opening, not agency. From any country. Very important opening for all progressive company, progressive country, for all progressive people. It's my philosophy, very important, more opening and giving. Opening and giving. If you have, if you more giving and opening, you get a lot new information. It's a new idea, new skills. Yeah, you know, it's a really, we have a huge opportunity for self-realization and realization of your company. It's very important, not closed.
I'm still trying to get to the central issue that I'm wondering about,
yeah.
which is there, are you feeling any restrictions from government in your business? Or do you feel like you're free to do whatever you want to do as long as it's within the law?
No, right now in Volgograd, in Russia, I have a opportunity grow my business any size, any place. It's not some prohibition for me. It's not any. It's just your way. Very important decision for my management and me and my partner. What our next way? Where
nobody bothers you about that?
No, it's no. It's no.
So the lack of freedom is in the mind of people.
It's very important freedom for your mind, for your brain, for your feeling. If you everywhere difficult. No, right now not difficult. In Russia we have opportunity open company. It's maybe not easy find money because expensive. We have 50%. It's not. But when I took my first credit, 260% per year. Right now, 15%. It's inflation. Yeah, it's 20 years ago very fast inflation. Every month price for products change, very fast change, yeah. But now it's not change. Now it's not inflation.
I have a question for both of us. First, you, Sasha. What's the major misconception that Americans have about Russia and Russians? The major misconception that Americans have about Russia and Russians.
Conception.
Misunderstanding.
Misunderstanding. Misunderstanding. I think it's without information. I think Americans they don't have information a lot. No information. No information. It's maybe old information, the same Soviet Union. Right now, completely different country, people. I know American and Russian last 15 years. Very often I communicate with Russian entrepreneur, American people, any places. We have similar values, but American who have visited just one time in Russia change opinion about Russia completely.
Right. That was my experience when I went to Russia.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's very important. Just look what values people, what live, how they manage, what next vision about future. In Russian, people want peace, want development, want a better life, want better live with family, with children, very good education for everybody. Important, very good education for children. Smart people, very kind, honesty for every family. Every family, it doesn't matter your level. Every family for children wish be honesty, successful, happiness, healthy, very good educational, very good successful on society. There's the same values, but not maybe US. I think it's in US very few information, not good movie about Russia, not good movie. In Russia, a lot of Hollywood movie, a lot of it's thousands movie about US, about life US, about successful. It's a really good movie. A lot of good movie about US.
Sharon, how would you answer that question? What is the major misconception that Americans have about Russia?
Well, for instance, I was sitting at breakfast this morning at a Rotary Club, and the person next to me realized that I had been to Russia several times, actually many times. And he said, well, I've been there once, and we went to Moscow, and you would think that everything looked fine in Moscow, but then you get 50 miles outside the city, and of course everything is to dump like it was in the USSR. And he thought that about the whole country. And I said, well, wait a minute, I've just come from 4 different regions of Russia, and I want to tell you that out in these regions, which are 1,000 miles from Moscow, there are booming cities, and there are people who are very well educated, and there are, the situation has changed completely. And he was just shocked. And so it's this kind of ignorance, and as Sasha says, Alexander says, we don't know because we don't have the information here. Russia is not covered well in our press, in our magazines. I think it's very easy for us to think we're much better, to present that we are much better than other countries, particularly Russia, and we don't give true information about what's going on there.
So there's a basic misunderstanding between peoples because they perhaps don't visit each other, they don't have first-hand information. So what can be done to make for a win-win relationship between these two countries?
Well, for instance, for me, it comes down to citizen diplomacy, because clearly media is not going to change, and perhaps it seems like that Washington policymakers are not going to change, and it's going to be an issue of whether Americans are willing to get on planes and go and visit for themselves. And so for 2016, I hope that we will be able to carry out a very vigorous plan for citizen diplomacy at multi-levels in order to be able to reduce some of the misinformation here about what's going on in that country and build a world that works for all of us, because clearly Russians want a peaceful world. I think Putin wants a peaceful world, but he has a lot of things that he's coming up against now, and he's responding very defensively. And this is something else that we don't know. The fellow beside me said something about, well, what do you think about what all Putin is doing? And he's recreating war. And I said, he's really acting defensively. He's not acting offensively. It's, unfortunately, some of our leaders who are acting offensively. Because how would we like it if the Russians were putting missiles all along the Mexican border and the Canadian border? We wouldn't like it at all. Neither does Russia like it. So when we do this, then they respond defensively.
Yeah. So do you think the American media and government has gone through a program of demonizing the president of Russia, demonizing Putin?
Well, I think this has been a subject of many articles in American news magazines and so forth, is the demonization of both the country and the president. But I think that this is what governments do.
Yeah.
And I think what citizens need to do is become far more active.
Sasha, have you noticed something like this? Have you noticed that the media has misportrayed Russia, in your opinion?
Yeah. My opinion, very important, more objective and more positive. Find in Russia positive. It's very important. In Russia, a lot of positive things. We made Olympic Games, very good Olympic Games. It's the opening for any countries. We invited very good. We shown our culture. Right now we prepared for World Cup soccer. We have opportunity more often communicate with government, with municipal entrepreneurs, civil, because in our big country we have opportunity to change our world, because really in Russia it's a huge energy. We have very good emotional. We want really change and live better. Really, I know people, but we don't have maybe sometimes vision, strategic vision. What better, more efficient change our economy. It's not fast process. It's a slowly process. But America have this experience.
Sure, we have 200 years worth of this experience.
And support Russia, okay, for economy. Just produce a lot of company from US, from Europe, supporting the Russian economy. It's a good experience. It's very support our country. My opinion, I wish more positive situation after with new generation. After 10 years, maybe 20 years, new generation in the government, a new generation in entrepreneur, more often communication, more collaboration, partnerships. I think it's our last Soviet Union and old United States system.
That's the last
fighting.
generation of people who were a part of the Soviet Union, who were part of the Cold War, on both sides. If we can just get beyond this generation,
it's my feeling.
And the new generation is different.
New people thinking different. New people more opening. It doesn't matter who better in the military. It doesn't matter for new people. New people very long. How many languages you know? How many giving you have, how many skills you have, how many you understand different more knowledge. It's more important for new generation people. The skills and knowledge, and what you giving, what you communicate, what you. Right now, internet. It doesn't matter military. Why fighting? Who better rocket faster or more powerful? It's not we was born for more higher level purpose, or higher level purpose than what better rocket.
And it's so interesting to me to interview and to talk with our youth in universities and even in high schools, because they more see themselves as world citizens today. And the same thing is true in Russia. The Russian youth see themselves, up to 25, something like this, they see themselves as just part of the big globe, the big world, rather than just, I'm Russian. Russian is very important to them, but still, they're interested in the whole globe. And the last generation was not.
Sharon, 2 months ago, we were with 20 Americans in Russia, and we went to 4 different cities: Moscow, Volgograd, Yekaterinburg, and St. Petersburg. And in Yekaterinburg, we met with the U.S. Consul General there, and he left us with a question that we should ask Russians, and that question was, where would you like to see Russia in 10 years? So I'd like to ask both of you that question. Sharon, where would you like to see Russia in 10 years?
Well, a healthier, more productive Russia, because they're just now learning the many ways to produce products. And earlier when I would say to them, you've got to start manufacturing, they would say, we don't have to. We've got plenty of oil and gas. Everything's going to be taken care of. We're all right. And now then they're realizing we have to start producing products for ourselves to make sure that we're not at the mercy of to make sure that they're not at the mercy of any other country's economics, And so I think that this is going to happen. If we can avoid any type of war, and if we can get rid of the sanctions, I think that all of this will happen naturally. It's in process right now.
Okay. Sasha, how would you answer that question? Where would you like to see Russia in 10 years?
More opening, more efficiency work, our company, our plans, our society more giving for social program, participate any problems in our country, all participate our citizens. More communication all world, European, Asia, America, for us. Russian people like discover. Russian people like invent, because we big country. We like traveling in our country of the world. Really, all people in Russia want more communicated with any people. I think it's Russia in after 10 years. It's a part big our happy world. Happy world.
Yeah, I think we all hope for that.
Big part of our happy world.
Yeah. Okay, Sasha and Sharon, I'd like to thank you so much for being here to talk about your views about Russia and the United States and how we can develop a win-win relationship between these two countries.
And Mel, can I ask that anyone who's interested be sure to get in touch with us by email and put my email on so that we will be able to incorporate others in this 2016 effort to try to rebuild citizen diplomacy between the countries again.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.